Hi everyone, it's Gina. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have been having so much fun making these. I thought I would make a video. I'm sure you've seen this before. Everybody has made these because they're so simple and they're so fun. It's the easiest thing to do. I've used book pages for most of them. This one's music notes, of course, and these two have been on my desk for quite some time. It was probably after I had seen something similar on somebody else's video, and I have no idea who. I usually watch Pam at the Paper Outpost or G-Car, Happiness and Crafting, Gail Agostinelli, Roxy Creations, so it could have been any one of those or all of them. They've probably all made this project at some time or another. It's fun, it's simple, this is very beginner friendly, and I thought it would be a fun thing to share with you today. There's a couple of different styles. The first ones I made are actually pockets, where I glued the sides and made a little pocket. Did the same thing here, slightly different shaped closure, but the same principle, so that's fun. And these are more like journaling space. They open up and you create a little space to make a note in your journal. And you can embellish them however you like. Pam at the Paper Outpost uses stickles and liquid pearls all the time, so yeah, she would be very proud of this one. It's all over. And again, you can use stamping, make them elaborate on the outside, make them very plain on the outside, but then you open up and yay, there's all of your little shiny little stickles and some stamping. This is a book page from an engineering book. Here we are, we made one out of that as well. It's super fun, super simple, so I hope you stay with me. Let's get started. All you really need are some book pages, some plain paper to put on the inside, a glue stick or your favorite glue, and something to use as a closure. I used my 1-inch punch and made a bunch of circles, and I had this nifty little tool I got from my crafty friend Nancy, and it punches 2 little holes in it, so it looks like a button. So that's what I used. You can actually sew, which I did on a couple of these, or you could just take a marker and draw the line. And honestly, it's really hard to tell which one is drawn and which one is actual thread. So I have a bunch that just look like buttons, and I made some where I just cut a circle and just did some stamping, just to have a little variety. The first thing I do is I prepare my book page. As you can see, I ripped these right out of the book. I like that torn edge, so I'm going to use a little ruler and just tear the edges off the other side. It won't be that dramatic, but that's okay. At least it won't be the straight hard edge. No measuring required. Just take off the parts that you don't want. Okay. So that was unfortunate. I'm going to try to keep going though. Let's see what happens. I'll tear the other one and be right back with you. All right, I have my torn edge all the way around, a little extra right here. Now I'm going to ink. I'll use the walnut stain because I like that dark ink look. I have to be really careful. Part of the reason why this tore so poorly right here, where I didn't want it to, is it's starting to get really fragile. So I have to kind of be careful. I can't really go at it like I normally would. If you have really old book pages too, then just keep that in mind when you're doing your inking. Both of them are inked all the way around. You want to think about how it looks on the front. So if I do it this way, all my words are upside down. If it doesn't matter, then just go for it. If you want them to be face up, you need to kind of think about it. Okay, so if I do it this way and fold it down, now all my words are facing the right direction. So my little torn edge is going to be on the bottom. And you want to fold it just about almost 3/4 of the way up. Not completely, because you're going to want to leave a little space between where the bottom part ends and the top fold begins. I'll use this side to be the guide. I'll go about right there. Let's Try to get that straight. And it is helpful with a book page because you can use the words to help you line it up. Now, you want to leave a little space, like I said, so I'll do my fold just about right here where this line is. There we go. And that works out just right so that it covers my little boo-boo. So that's one. Let's do this one. All right, there we go. I didn't measure, and you can see the folds are at different heights as well. It doesn't matter. You do whatever feels right to you. Personally, I like the way I folded this one better because that gives plenty of room now to stick my little circle. This one's a little on the low side. There's still room, but yeah, I kind of prefer this one. Next, we'll add our writing space. And for that, I'm going to use some of this paper. This is some coffee dyed paper, and this is a parchment type paper. This is already about the right size to put in. I just need to do a tear on this side. I'll go ahead and use this little 6-inch ruler. I just got this ruler and I love it. See, so I'll put this side about where I want it to be, and then I'll come over here, line it up to where it looks about right. And what do I do next? You guessed it, I ink. There we go. This is stronger paper, so I could really go to town on my inking. That'll look real cute. Let's go ahead and cut the page for the other one before we glue. I think I want to use some of the parchment paper. I'm gonna have to be a little creative. I've got my little boo-boo spot here. So this goes way in right here. You can either accommodate for that and have your page on the inside, or if you don't care if it shows through, you can go ahead and do it over. But I'm going to keep it on the inside. So I'll go right there, and I'll put my little ruler down here, hold it tight. There we go. Now, I need to account for my little torn spot, right? You just put your ruler parallel to your tear, and you can try to match it up even more if you like, and really distress this edge. So I'm going to use a file. Maybe it might work better if I held it like this. That's not quite as ratty as my book page, but it still looks like it's had a hard life. And what I can even do is where the section is that's torn real deep, I can try to get an idea of where I'm going to lay it and then do a little tear right there to match. And if it doesn't match exactly, I mean, who cares? It's going to look fine no matter what you do. No rules, remember? And there we go. I may rough up the other edges just a little because they look still a little bit too perfect. And then I'm going to ink. And here we are. We have both of our pages the right size. They're inked, they're torn, they're distressed, they're set up and ready to be glued together. I grab the old glue book. To keep myself straight, I lay it like this and just flip it over. This part can be a little tricky. Okay. Well, it is a little crooked, but I'm just going to go with that. This book page is so old, I didn't want to try to keep readjusting it. I was afraid it was going to rip. That's one. And that's two. Now I'm going to go and refold over my original folds. This one is really kind of hard to tell. I've almost flattened it all the way out. Oh my gosh. This one you can see a little better. Let's start with this one. Okay, got that one done. This one I have just a vague idea, so I'm going to go with what I think is right, and we'll have to see. I do remember my tear was on my bottom right corner, so let's put that back where it goes. Take your bone folder and really put your little crease in there better. Now we need our closures. I thought I would pick one of the buttons for this one. Looks like I've already inked around it, but I want to go around with it with the walnut stain. That kind of looks like vintage photo, and I want it a little darker. There you go. It really pops now. I'm just going to use a marker and make my little line so that it looks like a button. There we go. Now the way I glued it down is I just added glue from where the holes are straight across and down. I just used the holes as a guide because that's right about in the center. So we'll just glue straight across. Okay. And that helps me know how to line it up here. So I just make sure that my top cover flap doesn't go below the center where the dots are. If you're concerned, you can always open it up and finish putting it down. Depends on what kind of glue you use. Sometimes when you push something down, the glue spreads. The best idea is to go ahead and pull it out while you do your sticking. So now we'll check it. There we go. Let's do the next one. For this one, I think I'll use this little one right here. And I think this is really just a piece of this parchment paper. I just drew a little flower. So lining it up, my top flap will be parallel with just about the very bottom of the flower. Okay, so that's just my visual guide, which is hard because it's on the other side. Let's do a little embellishing. I think for this one I want to do some stamping in the middle. I want to leave plenty of room for writing, but just to add a little flourish here or there. And I found this one. I have this little collection from Hampton Art I've had for probably 5 years. I got it at the dollar store. I have like 5 or 6 of these, and I think I want to use the little flower that's on this one. Since this flower was done in black, I think I'll use the black ink. Now, this one isn't particularly juicy. It's starting to dry out, so it shouldn't give a super dark impression, which is perfect. If it does, that's okay, but I'm not too worried about it. Actually, that came out pretty dark. And now I can just take a pen and put some little stems. Isn't that cute? Maybe a couple of little leaves. Oh, that's sweet. And how about with love? We'll go ahead and stick with this little collection. Oh, I think that turned out really cute. Let's come over here and take a look at this guy. All right, how about for this one, we go with nature. From Momenta, I think it's clear, stamp clear Wonderland Animals. Might use some oxides to do this stamping. Put on some aged mahogany. This one might look a little bit fall, but that's okay. I love fall. So let's put some leaves on the ground. And how about a mushroom down at the bottom? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure you can even see. My apologies. Here's what I've got so far. Okay. Let's do this little mushroom. Oh, I love that. Just can't go wrong with leaves and mushrooms in nature. How about we just stick with our little leaves? We'll just follow the line and just put them all the way up. Okay, I feel like we need something up here in the middle. Oh, it could be a pine cone or the little acorns. Oh, I like the little acorns. It fits the spot. Well, hold on. Here's some bigger ones. Actually, let's go with the smaller ones. I like the configuration of these a little better. And we'll make them brown. Oh, Isn't that sweet? That turned out really cute. See, you wouldn't even know all of that fun and excitement is inside here. Boom! I love it. You could always give little hints. We could always put a couple on the outside. Part of me really wants to put something red here. I have a real need to put red. I'm going to try to leave it with our little acorns, just to have something a little special up there. Now let's do just a little bit of something to this one. I found a little scrap of lace that I thought would look really cute. I was thinking maybe either up here or actually down here. And I like that better. It just kind of breaks up the page. Let's do that. I'm going to open it up first. I don't have to put it all the way to the very bottom. I can leave a little bit of space so that it doesn't put too much pressure on my little closure. So you saw I flipped it around. I thought that might put a little less pressure on my closure to have the flat side instead of the more lacy side. But now I feel like I need a little bit of something in this space below. So let me think. I think I'll take the easy way and use my liquid pearls. Oh, that's so cute. And you could definitely keep going and go crazy with the liquid pearls. Kind of like I did on this one. But I think I'm going to keep it simple on this. Just some pretty little lace and a couple of little dots, and I think it's really, really cute. Right before I turned the camera on, I pushed them back so that I could wipe down my table. And of course, I stuck my hand right in the liquid pearls. So it took no time before I already kind of messed it up. But that's how it goes with liquid pearls. They take a long time to dry, and it's got to be once you put them down, you just totally put it to the side and don't even think about it until the next day. So I'm going to try to carefully show you the finished product. I'll start with the easy one that does not have liquid pearls. Let me move that one back. Okay, so here we go. Open from the top. We have stamping in here, and it has a little bit of color, so a little bit of a pop. We've got our mushroom down here. We've got our little acorns up there. And I just think that turned out really, really cute. Fold it up. We have our little circle punch, and there you go. Perfect little piece of ephemera to fit into a journal. Next, see, I'll show you, see how it's kind of smushed? Yep, my hand hit right over here. When I'm done filming, I'll try to put a little bit more on so that it has some dimension like the other ones, and then I just have to put it to the side. But here we go. We used our little circle that had the little drawing of the flower as our closure. Okay, I can touch it in the middle, just the middle. And we had our little boo-boo down here, but look at how cute that turned out. I'm so paranoid now. So there we go. With love, and we have some little flowers down at the bottom with some stamp, and I just hand drew the stems. And the little tear, it really just adds to the overall look, and I just love how it came out. On the outside, we've got our lace and our partially smushed liquid pearls. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this video and you find value in my channel, then you can let me know by hitting that like button and leave a message. And just tell me what you think about the project today and the different ways you could use these little cuties in your journals. All right, that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.